time to reorganize my bookshelves. This is a part of a new series that I'm doing called Decluttering My Life. This is part 1. You can expect a couple other parts over the next couple months. Starting off with my bookshelves, they hold my prized possessions, aka my books, records, and Funko Pops. So they must be maintained, of course, which includes reorganizing them every once in a while, especially when I keep buying them. And it shows off my memorabilia that I collect. And I have a collection of records. My records are completely thrifted, secondhand, but the plan for today is I want to get everything off these shelves, wipe them down, and reorganize the order of the books, the placement of my Funko Pops, and I'm hoping to maybe go to the store and get some frames. I have a ton of book art. I've either gotten them in book boxes, purchased them from Etsy, and also from conventions. So all of these bookshelves are Billy bookcases from IKEA. So this middle shelf was the first shelf. This middle shelf was the first shelf that I've ever purchased. I think it was around the time we moved in here about 6-7 years ago. And then the two smaller ones on the ends I purchased maybe a year later because I was running out of room. And because so before I redid my room, this used to be over here directly under the mirror. So this mirror needs to move. And this wall, I used to use it as a projector wall, but now I want to use it to display all my art. Hopefully I can get that done today or tomorrow. It's just a matter of getting all the right frame sizes, and a lot of the pieces that I have are a little bit differently shaped than common frames. So I have obviously all my Funko Pops. These are my Marvel ones. This is my Spider-Man shelf, but then I was running out of room, so I also added these. These were from Drink Toppers, wanted to see the new Captain America movie. This is my Star Wars shelf. I got this at Disney, and I'm planning on buying another one because I'm going to Disney in like 3 weeks. This is my only special edition, and I'm obsessed with it. I actually got it at TJ Maxx, surprisingly, and it was like $10 off the original price. These are all still in their boxes. This is Harry Potter, and you can barely see them because it's so full. And then I have my doctor. We have, I almost called him Edward Cullen Bruce Wayne, but we have Robert Pattinson, Bruce Wayne, Michael Scott back there actually. And then this is technically just a plain police box, but I had to put him with the doctor, of course, but my dad got this in England when he was a little boy. So it's like, it feels very authentic. As far as book organization goes, currently these are all my sprayed edges special editions that I got from Fairy Loot. I did Fairy Loot for about a year in 2021 to 2022, and then it just got too expensive for me. There's a couple more up there. But these are just they're gorgeous. They're pretty. These are like the actual sprayed edges that I like. So these are my nonfiction books that I own. I've just been like getting them at the library now. These are some mugs that I got in Fairy Loot. I just wanted to show them off. And then we get to the TBR section, originally arranged by Rainbow Order, but then it just kind of turned into a mess. So it just starts here, goes down. That is a bag of character art, and then we have more books and records. Like I said, a majority of these are thrifted, so they do have some wear and tear from their previous owners, which I don't care, it gives them character. But these are books that I have read. They are in alphabetical order by last name. I have some art here from Peaches, obviously. Those are the characters from One Last Stop. I just have a bunch of random stuff. And these are like tabletop books. I have a cookbook. It's like a furniture book that I thought was really cool. I think it was from IKEA. And then I have an illustration book and the Photoshop book, of course. As you can see, super unorganized. But I'm ready to get started. So first off, I'm just gonna remove everything from these shelves. Everything is gonna go. And it's just gonna be the floor, and then I'm just gonna wipe it down and we'll go from there. Apparently I have like a million of these stands and no idea which Funko Pops they go with. we'll figure that out. So a little check-in. I have removed everything from these shelves, all the random trinkets from that shelf. I made the poor decision to wear sweatpants. I just wanted to be cozy, so I'm paying for it. It's so weird seeing these so empty. The last time that they were empty was when I built them, and it was over a year and a half ago. I had purchased these as a college graduation gift to myself, because at the time I had so many books at school that I knew when I brought them home that it would be overwhelming to those bookshelves, and I was right, and there were just stacks and stacks of books on the floor on top of the bookshelf itself. The floor looks insane right now. There are so many books on the floor, and it's only a small portion of the books. There are probably more books on those shelves than these, because these shelves had a majority of Funko Pops. Here, every single book that I own, and then I ran out of space, so I had to start adding on the ends. I'm taking a break. Since everything is off the shelves, I'm gonna take a lunch break, and then I'm gonna head to the store and look for some frames, and hopefully I'll have luck with the frames, because every time I go, I cannot find anything. And when I get back, I'm gonna wipe everything down, and if I get the frames, I'm going to hang those up first, because I know it'll be more difficult if I have stuff on the shelves.
Oh, or at least as far as we know, he's not letting her know that, oh, we're splitting this.
I'm hoping to find something to prop up, because I've been thinking of doing like the double layering of books. I technically have enough space for all my books just to be on the shelves as normal. I think I could just like create some more space. And I found this girl on Instagram who literally used her empty Funko Pop boxes to prop her books up on, and I was like, wait, this is actually really smart. So I might do that for more of the decorative shelves. And then frames, I have a list of the sizes for the frames, and I've had this list probably for over 2 years, and it just keeps growing and growing. And then finally, this isn't for the bookshelves, but in my next decluttering video, I'm gonna be organizing the bathroom. And so I'm looking for organizers to go under the sink. Something like little drawers or containers. So let's go see what we can find. The only stuff I ended up buying from Goodwill were these little drawers that'll go under the sink in the bathroom, and then a portable DVD player. I'm so excited. It's inside. It's pretty small, and it's an awesome find. So now I'm going to wipe off all of these shelves. I just finished hanging everything up. I think it looks really good. It's obviously none of these, well, a majority of these don't have their frames yet, but I was just so bored of having a bland wall. These are the only ones that I have framed. This I actually drew when I was in like high school or middle school. These two at AwesomeCon by various artists. First name was Tracy, I can't remember the rest of their name. This is from the Nerdwear store, really good stuff. These two I got on Etsy, as well as these. I think her name is Nanya. I know her name is also Jessica. And then I don't remember who the artist is of this one from AwesomeCon. I got these two from an author at Spark in the Park. author event that I went to about a month ago. These two, as I mentioned earlier, are from Peaches, obviously, and they're the characters from One Last Stop. I'm obsessed with these. Like, Peaches obviously is one of my favorite illustrators. And then finally is this print. I also got this at AwesomeCon, the Spider-Man one. It is adorable. For my plan for the shelves, I definitely want this middle shelf to be like a focal point of some of my like special editions and favorite books. This be a fantasy shelf. My Funko Pop boxes are definitely gonna go back up on the top because that's the only place they can really go. Funko Pop's like an arch like I had before, and then special edition books, fantasy, literary fiction, nonfiction, and then the rest, which is mainly romance. But we'll see how it goes. I kind of just want it just to look good. That's all that really matters to me. I said I was gonna move this mirror. I think I'm gonna leave it for now because I don't have a substitution for it. But what I might do is like try to get rid of some more of the stuff that I have for the medication and minimize it as much as possible, and maybe find a different container to put them in. And then I want to put my record player here, this blank space, so it can be opened. I'll figure it out as I go. This is a very overwhelming process, but I will figure it out. Let's see what happens. This is what I ended up doing up with my Funko Pops. So we have two of the shelves with the tiered shelves here, and then I put some in front. That's my special edition, boxes on top. And I did a cute little Star Wars shelf using the Star Wars books that I had. And I thought that was perfect because then it kind of gives some dimension to it. And then I really like this one. So we have the books. This is my one I got from Universal. And then two Harry Potters. And then one of the twins, I cannot remember their names, one of the twins from the Yule Ball, and then this is, I cannot remember his name as well, from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Him. And then down here, Spider-Man shelf. Needs a light though, it's kind of dark. And next up, I'm going to do special edition shelf, like little fake plant and maybe a candle or something. And then here, I'm gonna put like some of my favorite books. I'm gonna have to reorganize where the shelf placements are, because I think this bottom third of the shelves is going to be my TBR. At least this chunk of it will be my TBR. Hello again. It is the next day, and I finally have a microphone. Yay! This is going to make everything so much easier. I got too tired yesterday to finish putting anything on the shelves besides the Funko Pops. The goal is to put everything away today. All the books, all the little tiny knickknacks, medicine, everything. We're gonna start off with the center here with my favorites, limited editions. I'm gonna get it done. It's so fun holding this tiny little mic. As you can see, I pulled this is all my physical, just the physical TBR. Plus, there are ones in Christina's room that she owns that are on my TBR. I'm going to look through them, see if there's anything I know I'm like, I don't think I'm going to read that. There's already a few that I've seen that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of. The TBR is going to just be semi-sorted by genre, just so when I'm in the mood for something, I can just pick from that section. Just finished sorting the TBR. I have a lot more fiction than I thought I would. These are not where they're staying. That's what I have. 1 nonfiction memoir, 2 sci-fi. These are all like some sort of fantasy, paranormal. I got one with time travel. These are all romance and classics. I ended up just getting rid of 2 books, but less than I thought. So now it's time to get these on. Okay, I did it. I finished putting all the TBR on the shelf. I'm so excited that it's done. That means about a third of my books are put away. And I attempted to keep them in alphabetical order by last name within genre, but to make them fit, I had to move some of the hardbacks to be underneath to prop up some of the other books. So the next step is getting started with my already read books. Now I have to get started with sorting my already read books. So as I said, I'm going to sort them by genre and put them in order alphabetically by last name. My old bookshelf, I had grouped together, like I had individual shelves for certain series that I had a bunch of books of, but I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I believe to officially have a library, you have to have over 1,000 books, which I don't have in my personal collection, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had in the entire house 1,000 books. I'm going to go through all of the books that I have here, which are a lot, and I will give all the numbers at the end of this video of how many books I have. Also, if you've stayed until this point, I want you to comment below how many books you have on your TBR. That could be your physical TBR, or if you have a TBR on Goodreads or Storygraph. I like to use Storygraph, but I use Goodreads because a lot of authors like those for reviews, and that's how I like to get my ARCs, and so they can see those reviews there. For my physical TBR, the books that are mine and that I own that are on the shelf currently sits at 75, which is honestly not as many as I thought it was going to be, but I think it's because I always think of like all of the books I have listed on my Storygraph that I want to read. Now, let's sort through this mess on the floor. So I went ahead and sorted all the books. Here we have nonfiction, classics, some mystery. Down there is just like some fiction, mainly young adult fiction. We have a bunch of romance and young adult romance. And then sci-fi. These 2 piles are magic based and like mythology and magic and fantasy, dystopian. So I'm gonna try to follow the same order as these and start. I'm gonna go across, but I think this end shelf might not be necessary, which would be really nice because then I could use that to store my medication. I have a feeling it'll work because some of the shelves were getting empty. It's kind of how I decide if I'm gonna keep a book or not once I'm done reading it, if I have a physical copy of it. One is if it is a book I would recommend to somebody else. If I have a friend or a family member of mine that'd be like, oh, they might want to borrow this, I decide to keep it. Or if it's a book that I really, really enjoyed, would read again. Or if it has something super sentimental tied to it. It's kind of silly, like I have the After series. I'm missing 1 book, but that was like one of the books that got me into reading that series. I read it when it was on Wattpad as it was coming out and had the original names and it had like the actual One Direction names. I remember reading it on my tablet, my Samsung tablet. I had more Wattpad books, but I just was like, meh. I got rid of them or I handed them off to other people. So now it is time to finish this. So I finally finished I'm so excited to say this is done. I feel so much relief. I have my floor back, have my bed back, won't trip on anything anymore. This was a 2-day event. Did not expect it to take this long. Here's a little mini tour of the shelves. This is the finalized version because I did make changes a couple of times when I was switching, when I would go on to the next thing and realize I had to move stuff. My beautiful Funko Pops on their semi-themed shelves. These are just Marvel ones. I do have a DC one, and I have Paul Atreides. Black Panther, more Marvel, plus Bruce Wayne and Michael Scott in a straitjacket. Star Wars. I did find another Star Wars book, so I added that one in. Harry Potter, Spider-Man. This one is a lot of my favorite books. I do obviously have more favorites, but these are my 5 stars and also the covers that I enjoy looking at the most, with the fake little plant to make it cute and to fill in the space. Then we have the special edition shelf. These are all my special editions. This one is absolutely 100% my favorite. It's from Blood and Ash. Has Poppy in the front. Love her. And if you look in the middle, there's her dagger in the center, and I actually have a tattoo basically of this that I got earlier this year as a 23rd birthday gift to myself. Then we have non-fiction. These are ones I have read. On this cute little laser paper cutout of the Pantheon in Paris that Sydney got me when she was there last month. Then we move on to the TBR. Down here we have, it starts off with nonfiction, which I just have one because a lot of my nonfiction, and then general fiction, these 2 shelves. And then we jump over here, romance. Then starting at the bottom, we have fantasy. And we end with the Doctor and his little TARDIS. And then these are the books I actually have read. So similar to the TBR, we start off with nonfiction. We have classics, mystery, and then more fiction. We kind of take a break here because I wanted my records, my vinyl records, to be right under the player. Then we have this little book. It's a fake book. It's also from Fairy Loot. It is packed full of bookmarks. We have my little library stamp. I love this. It puts my name on it. It says from the Library of Jessica. And then I have a little bag of the tarot cards that came with Fairy Loot boxes, and they match to character art from the book that was that month. We have dystopian, science fiction, and then we go into I did like magic centered books, and then starting with start with Cemetery Boys and go all the way until The Hobbit for fantasy. The remaining shelves are romance. This final little baby pile is my tabletop books that eventually will be on the tabletop and on like a coffee table. I explained before, we have a bunch of artwork. It's a mix of book art, video game / TV show art, and my beloved Superman newsstand popcorn bucket. Then we have in the middle here my Eilish perfume. I use this every single day. This is a jewelry box that I got from my grandma. It holds just a bunch of like keepsake bracelets. And then this is my jewelry, like my earrings and my fake nose ring. And then my wonderful record player. I got this for free at my school when I was moving out my senior year. It was on the free table, which is insane. While I was editing this, I realized I never counted how many books I have. So I just went through, and there's a total of 216 books. 216 books. Which is so crazy. I honestly thought I might have had a little bit more, but I think I did get rid of a lot more books than I had thought. A couple months ago, I donated a bunch. So there's a total of 216, 75 of those, which are my TBR. A big thank you to you guys for watching and all of the new people that have joined us. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I want you to comment how you organize your bookshelves. Do you do it in rainbow order, alphabetically by last name, or just vibes? I know people who do by vibes. Thanks for watching.